Hi, I recently made this and I think it's super cute. I would like to take you through the process of making it. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Sandra. I'm an illustrator from Croatia. I've been working with ceramics for quite some time, but sometimes I still feel like a beginner, and that's okay. I keep on trying and learning every day. Today, I'm planning to make a cute little illustration on a plate and thought it would be fun to show you my process and give you some tips if you're thinking of doing something similar. I'll be drawing a cat. The illustration is based on a spread in my sketchbook. I've already made the plate using white clay and left it to dry for a couple of days. The drying time depends on the humidity of the place you're drying your pieces. General rule of thumb is to leave it to dry as slowly as possible, but I've been experimenting with shorter drying periods during the summer and usually everything turns out fine. After I have my plate, the first step is to gently sketch on it. I use color pencils because they're more vivid, especially if you have watercolor pencils or something like that, because they're very soft and you don't have to press hard. Once you fire the piece, the pigment should evaporate. But this time I've used Prismacolor pencils and for some reason they've left the trace. I'm not sure if this would be the case with any shade or if this is just a coincidence with this particular color I chose. While drawing on unbaked clay, you have to be very careful not to press too hard since the material is still very prone to scratching. I will be using underglaze colors and then I will glaze the plate since I want it to be food safe. You can paint with underglazes at this stage or once you've done the first firing and you're working with a biscuit. Biscuit is the term for a clay piece that has gone through the first firing in the kiln and doesn't have any glaze on it. I choose to paint on unbaked clay since then if a color doesn't come out of the kiln like I wanted or if there are too many visible brush strokes, I can paint over it before glazing. Especially since a lot of the underglaze colors look completely different once they're fired. Underglaze is a lot thicker than other painting mediums, so it takes a bit of practice to get clean thin lines. Underglaze usually destroys brushes, so you don't want to use your fanciest brushes. For bigger surfaces, a nice flat brush is all you need. But for details, you want a fine liner brush with a really narrow tip. You can add a bit of water to your underglaze colors, but I'm really talking about a small amount. If it gets too watery, it won't be as opaque and the end piece can look a bit messy. So you add just a bit to make it more creamy so you can easily control the brush strokes. And the last tip is to use just the very tip of your brush. Don't press the brush down on the surface, just gently glide the tip along. Once I've painted the illustration, I let it dry for an hour or so and then I fire it in the kiln. This is the biscuit piece. As you can see, the pencil lines are still visible and that wasn't supposed to happen, but I will try and sand them. Next step is glazing. Here you want to cover the whole plate with glaze and then clean the under part, because glaze sticks to everything on high temperatures and then it becomes hard once cooled off. So there is no easy way to remove it. And here's the finished piece. I hope you enjoyed this video. I had a lot of fun while making these plates and I think they've turned out lovely. If there is another part of the process you'd like me to explain, please leave a comment and I'll do my best. Have a lovely day. Bye!